All right, then, it's 4:04. We'll call this to order. Has anybody had a moment to go over the minutes?
I looked it up.
All
I
right,
approve.
you approve?
Second.
Who would like to second that? Okay, Jeff, thank you. Right, great. All in favor?
Aye.
Wonderful. Okay, on our old business, sorry, everybody, I should have been, so chatting, I should have been opening my,
There's no visitor comments, so you're good to go.
oh yeah, I forgot to ask about that.
I have not received any emails or phone calls.
No complaints.
You're good.
Compliments, nothing. All right, here we go. We can just keep going. Okay, I know on old business we have, I can't pull up why can't I connect?
Do you want to just use that?
Yeah.
Because there's
that'd
no
be great.
Wi-Fi
Thanks,
here.
pal. Okay, Webster on Wheels, and I think Paul, Paul, hi, he's with us. Paul and Amna, they have a meeting this coming week, so I don't think there's anything new to report there. But I will, for all of the members who know this, I don't know, can you guys see this green bag that I'm holding up? It's our bags. I know, Patrick.
Can we take it up to the mic, to the
Here,
camera?
you want to model it, Pat?
Let's see if this
There's that
works.
catwalk strut
It
going.
works.
Isn't that lovely? She's great.
So can we not hear any of them?
They're all muted. They're all muted.
Okay.
Good.
So,
So
we do have the
They're all
bags.
downstairs.
Great. A zillion of them.
Yes.
So we will, hi, Anna.
14.
Right.
Yeah, there's about 16 or 17 boxes of them.
Luckily, we'll be able to hand these out at Webster on Wheels, so that'll be a cool
Yes.
thing, to engage with, the community, and then.
You just want to leave them here, City Hall?
Yeah,
Okay.
is that
Fine.
okay?
Yeah, fine. They're
'Cause
kind of out of the way. They're in a corner. down
Okay.
In the basement.
as long as they're not in anybody else's
Yeah,
way,
well,
because I know.
they're not.
Storage is at
What day is that again, after the date?
I
May
believe it's
1st.
the first,
great.
yeah,
That's what I thought.
thank you. Okay, so that's our Webster on Wheels. The sustainability plan, most of you, a lot of you were there. It went better than I anticipated.
You did a very good job.
Awesome,
Yeah,
thank you.
absolutely.
Thanks. Yeah, do we want to talk about like what that
What's
looks
next?
like? Yeah, because I don't, it looks like there's no meeting
The 5th.
the 5th, and then the next one's the 19th, is that?
Yeah, and that's the changeover
Swearing
of
in of the new
council, so I think that's not gonna
Yeah.
happen.
Yeah.
I think probably, Todd, I don't know what you think. I think probably at this point, maybe you and Jamie, city manager, sit down and talk about a plan of action,
Yeah.
because I know there's some budget implications, the quote low hanging fruit maybe can go to ordinance before.
Mhm,
I also will say, once the new council is seated,
mhm.
I think it's gotta go back and get a firm
There's
commitment from
gonna
them
be
as
like a
well.
reapproval essentially.
Okay.
Yeah, and, you know, talk to Dr. Peoples and I think a plan to do that, maybe with a few more details of what's gonna come first,
Okay. Yeah.
priority wise, might be helpful.
Okay,
But I think it'll be, I mean, it should be relatively smooth sailing.
okay,
And when is the budget? When do they redo the budget?
Well,
They're gonna start in May.
yeah, so the council gets it in May, but most of it is pretty fleshed out before we ever see it.
So
So,
we've had our department heads have had their meetings with the city manager and Eric to go over our line items.
Gotcha.
So I would
if
suggest
one
a
of the
Zoom
directors, Dr.
meeting,
Peoples,
yeah,
needs to be the one who is
yeah.
sort of like helping orchestrate if that's
Yeah.
possible to present to the budget,
yeah.
present in the budget meeting.
And I saw her, so maybe before you leave, maybe you can get on her schedule
Okay.
today.
Yeah, I'm meeting with her Thursday at 3, so maybe after we meet,
okay,
you can come up like 3:30 or something.
okay. All right, I'm gonna jot that down and then,
And I'll check with her when we leave.
yeah, sounds good. Okay, that is good stuff. That, I think then our next steps, those that we just outlined with meeting, and then we need to determine priorities then, I think, give, maybe identify those low hanging fruit bits and figure out how we want to proceed from there. So I would imagine, and then based on this conversation with Dr. Peoples, then we'll decide if the subcommittee needs to meet again. Or if we all want to meet or whatever, we'll figure that out.
Yeah, and I think one of the things that Sarah Richardson said that I think is really important is that we have some public like celebration of this. And I do want people to be able to come on it as
Yeah.
well, but I didn't mean like tear it apart because you all worked really hard on it. But we have to figure out something that demonstrates our commitment more formally,
Mhm.
and maybe, we can set that up for sometime in May or something like that.
Mhm.
Um,
Yeah, some sort of acknowledgement of it and
Well, and acknowledge
introduction.
it and just bring attention to it so that
Mhm.
people know that it exists in a way that we don't typically do that. And so things happen and then, a small group of people know if we have some sort of frankly, this is more important to me than Arbor Day. So can we do
Yeah,
as much as we
say
do for
or-
Arbor Day as for this, please?
Why
Sustainability
not
Day.
Earth Day? I know that's like kind of cutting it close. Is that too
Yeah, 'cause it's
close?
in April, isn't it?
Yeah,
Birthday's
that's
in
too
April.
close. Yeah, April 22nd's a Friday.
Okay.
So.
Push that back.
Yeah, we can just make up our own holiday. There's
Yes.
always, every day is Earth Day.
When you live here.
We can give out
Webster Road.
bags now too.
Right.
So Sustainability Day.
Yeah, there we go. We'll
It's a new
name it.
holiday.
I like it. I like that. Okay, well, great. Well, thanks to everybody for all of their work on that, and the collaboration was great, and very happy that we'll be moving forward. in
Have the
some
public
capacity.
come give their feedback, whether it's a survey or help us rank priorities and get a bag in return. That way we get info on them,
That's a good idea, yeah.
and it'd be people who obviously are concerned about sustainability. you know.
Yeah, I like that.
Are there any, we use this term low hanging fruit, are there any low hanging fruit wins that are the random, that the sort of median general public person would say, yeah, this is a really great thing, because I think that would be a good
The
thing to
bike lanes,
push out.
the bike lanes are getting installed in April.
All right, that would be
So
a good thing
that'll
to
be a big
build
thing.
the sort of celebration of
Yeah.
this knowledge of this with something
Sure.
that feels practical
Mhm.
and to people beyond just the plan, I think.
Yeah,
That makes a lot of sense.
The commission will be out there riding behind the striping machine.
You don't do that, you have wine up your back.
We all better be practicing our
Wait
bike
for it to
riding.
dry. Wait for it to dry.
yeah, Jeff, what do you think, like, ideas on,
I need to take. another
Yeah, I'd
look.
say, I think
Yeah.
if we look at the list, maybe we can come up with something.
okay. Well then, let's see, I'll keep you all informed with how it goes with Todd and Dr. Peoples, and we'll set a plan then.
And I could put a list together of the things that we are doing that are in the plan
Brilliant.
that the city's already doing.
Yeah, that's good, that's good. And some things, like we mentioned at the council meeting, we say they're low hanging fruit because they're getting done, but striping and bike lanes, they really aren't. Those are medium hanging
Yeah,
fruit.
right.
Given how long it's taken.
Yeah,
low
yeah,
hanging.
and the investment and the
Right.
time and the planning, and
Right.
so,
We got our stencils, and
yeah.
our guy he's gung ho about it. I gave him the drawing showing how it looks. He goes, oh yeah, I can do that.
Awesome, awesome.
I said, and go to Kirkwood and look what they did on Geyer, and don't do that.
Now I have to go to Kirkwood.
You gotta drive North Geyer up towards Manchester.
Okay,
They've got a bike symbol every 10 feet. It's like, no, that's overkill.
They had extra paint. They just
I
needed
don't
to
know,
use.
I don't know what they were
Yeah, that's,
thinking.
that's money. That is right there money.
use it or lose it. Oh, sorry, y'all, that's me. That's me. Okay, well, good stuff. Then that's our plan for the sustainability plan, next steps. Okay, in new business. Oh, does anybody have anything else they want to say about the plan before I move on, or about Webster on Wheels?
I have a quick question. Can we talk about the plan at Webster on Wheels?
That's a
Is
good
is that too soon?
It's May 1st.
idea. Yeah.
Well, let us have our meeting with Dr. Peoples and then we'll let you know.
Okay, because Dave did mention something about maybe Jamie, you could get on stage and address,
Super.
folks. So if that, so there is an opportunity there, so just wanted
Yeah.
to share that.
And what was our, because I'm already forgetting, and what was the formal vote, or what was the recognition, or what did council, what was their exact language on how they felt about it? Was it, we think we're in
That's positive
favor,
that-
or
Yeah, they
we're
wanna move.
we haven't made is there like like
They
if we get up
they
there,
They haven't
the-
formally accepted it, but they've approved it moving forward.
okay.
Yeah.
So then we
Because
could
to
talk about
formally
it.
accept it, at some point, we have to have a resolution or an ordinance.
Sure, sure. So, but so meaning that if we did get up there at Webster on Wheels and talk about it, it's been approved and is proceeding, and
Yes.
we can celebrate it at
Correct.
Webster on
Yeah.
Wheels and talk about it and get buy-in.
Yeah, I don't see why not,
Okay,
Yeah, I think that's right.
okay,
but we'll talk to Dr. Hughes about it.
okay. Yeah, I don't want to,
Right.
do things out of turn, but, okay. Okay, well, great. Then the only item that I have on new business is, the Green Cities Challenge. And
Yeah, I have not signed this up for it yet, so I. didn't do
Okay.
that.
yeah, Jean reached out and she said, do you think that you all will do it again? And that's why I put it on the agenda. I think it'd be great to do it again.
Yes, I
Do
think
we
it was,
need to-
I have $500, I think it was last year, so.
Okay, okay.
I just take it out of my budget. so.
Thank you, Todd.
We might also let Jenny Starkey know that we're doing it again, so she can put it in the
Yeah.
Friday page. at some
Oh,
point.
okay.
And our little plaque that we got from last year,
Mhm.
it hasn't been hung up yet here. so
Okay.
I found it on the desk downstairs in my building maintenance guy's office, and he left, he's no longer here.
Oh, my
So he didn't hang it up before he left, I'm like, oh, great. So I gotta find a place.
Okay.
I may have to wait till the mayor's
Okay.
out. She doesn't like those things.
Oh,
Okay.
really? I didn't know that.
It does, it guns up the city hall. You gotta have paintings, not plaques.
Oh.
Gotta
Okay.
recognize the work that is being done.
Exactly.
Yeah, and we got our award from our, from APWA for our Newport Kirkham Bridge.
Yeah.
Our Newport Gateman Bridge, our
Well,
culvert.
even if there was like a work order put in now, it wouldn't be done in the next week, so hey, we're good. I assume that's how things go, right? Okay, well, I'm glad we got a plaque. I didn't even realize that. I forgot
Yeah.
about that part.
Mhm.
All right, so the Green Cities Challenge last year. Obviously, this is the sustainability plan was born out of this.
Mhm.
And so I am curious to know if anybody would like to be on this subcommittee. And it looks like this, sort of, there's like one meeting that's required for, to attend, and Jean has two meetings penciled in right now. One is Wednesday and the other one is Thursday, April 7th. And it's 2.5 hours and they're virtual. And it's a training workshop and just kind of an exchange and sharing information. That's how I met Derek. I can't think of his last name, from city council or from Collinsville. Yeah. So I don't know, what they also using a new measuring system.
Sure.
It's called Green Biz Tracker. So that would be kind of cool. So I'm definitely happy to be zooming in on
Well,
that.
I think it's a good thing, because with the sustainability plan, it's starting to take, there's be things that we can apply into the Green Cities Challenge.
Yeah, for sure.
Can you
Absolutely.
clarify, Jamie, do you have
Yes.
to be able to attend both the meetings or only one?
Just
or the
one.
other? Okay,
Yeah,
got it.
yeah, those are the options that Jean has.
Well, I will sign us up tomorrow,
Okay,
and then if she sends me the links, I can send it out to everybody.
okay, that would be great. Thanks. And then I will just ask if anybody is interested in being on that subcommittee. Let me know.
I'll volunteer.
Okay, thanks, Jeff. Because I think what we'll be able to do with this is, depending on what the launch looks like, the training, this also might give us a tone and a flavor for a direction that we might want to go in with the plan.
Right.
And looking at, when I was drawing up the report for the Green Cities Challenge, I was like, well, we've just had a lot of meetings and spent a lot of info gathering. And so, but the Jean was like, that's still valuable.
Mhm.
So I think this year will be a little more action focused, which
Yeah.
will be lovely.
Yep.
Feel good. Okay,
Jamie, who's on that subcommittee again?
that is Jeff Mazer right now. And if anybody else wants to pipe in or pipe up or think about it and let me know, that would be fabulous. I'll probably put the call out again via email.
Okay,
Okay, and that's all that I have. If anybody else, am I forgetting anything, team? Or do you want to share anything?
The only thing I thought of is that last year we had talked about if we wanted to do something for the 4th of July parade, and I just wanted to revisit that in case we thought we wanted to do that, because I think last year we
Yeah, it was
got
a
caught
little too late,
behind,
yeah.
and so I think this would be the appropriate time to be thinking about that if we want to do something.
I'm so glad you mentioned that. I love a good parade. Yes, I want to participate in the parade.
And I don't know about what your guys' opinions of, but I really despise the Webster parade because it is just like one political ad up to the next, so we can make ours like
It's gonna be worse than
Maybe-
typical even because
Yeah,
it's
maybe
a
not
congressional election. year.
super political. That would be like, you could just make it a normal.
Well, I mean,
Thing
what
for
about
children to look
celebrating?
at.
We can still celebrate our win on the bike lanes. We can do some
Certainly.
cycling. We can invite Danielle
I
and
mean,
her
I don't
family
find
to
Earth things to
unicycle.
be like partisan,
No,
so.
let's hope not. Right,
We all gotta live here.
right.
That's right,
One
we're all
planet.
here.
I agree with that. Does everybody on the screen, you want to walk in the parade on the 4th? Yeah? Fullness, great, awesome. All right, so do we need a subcommittee?
So what you're gonna do in the parade.
Yes. Elizabeth?
I could definitely subcommittee this, also, I have great. What if we used a Tesla to pull a trailer and we could be on the trailer, cause like, or we could use my Utah because although I don't have a hitch, but electric cars are supposed to be able to pull like more than a truck.
Yeah.
So it would be fun to have an electric car pulling a big
Okay.
trailer. I also have access to both a Tesla and a trailer.
I was gonna say, if you have a Tesla, people know that that's electric. If you have a regular car, they don't know what it is.
Do you
they
have
know it's
plans drawn up, like a visual that you
No,
already
it's all
thought
just
through?
came up on the spot.
She's gonna make a float. too.
Well, obviously, we're gonna have to. upload.
Okay, I'm totally done with that, yeah.
You'll need,
Alright,
you'll need
I'll
to
be the
get,
parade
you'll need to get
subcommittee.
with Scott Davis
You could,
for your entry into the parade.
Okay,
would this be something that maybe to do with Green Space Commission? too?
Right, you can partner with
Yeah.
them. Mhm.
we can see if they wanna partner, with we hitched on their coattails, I think, last time, so.
Fantastic, I love that
So have them
idea.
get on your coattails.
Yeah, so we can pop them on our electric coattails.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna write that. And then Elizabeth's got this plan. Awesome, great. Okay, I'm glad you thought of that, thanks, because being ahead of the game is not my wheelhouse. All right, anybody have anything else before we move on to Laura's update?
Sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead, John.
Jamie, I'm sorry, I had some technical difficulties.
Good.
What are the next steps following the sustainability plan? I kind of missed that.
Yeah, no problem. So Todd is meeting with Dr. Peoples on Thursday of this week, right, Todd?
Yep.
The 31st. He and I'm gonna join them after, I'm hoping to join them to see what the next steps could look like. If she would like us to identify some, low to no cost type things that we can implement from the plan, and just general kind of a path forward. Also trying to plan on, when it might go in front of the new council and new mayor, to circle back to see what we need to do next. Did I summarize that
Sounds good to me.
accurately?
Okay, so it will go before the new council.
Eventually, yes.
Okay, and then one thing about that, so I do understand that at the meeting, they ask about things that you would implement. However, the sustainability plan isn't just an implementation document. it's a document filled with guidelines that the city would use when they're planning on implementing a variety of things.
Mhm.
So I'm just curious, is that understood by the council and the commission and all of that? When that came up in the meeting, Jamie, when you talked about it, and there are definitely some things that would be implemented, but it appears to me that the majority of the plan are guidelines. They are not implementation components. Does that make sense?
Yes, yes, it does. Like, our goal, I think, with the plan, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, if this was not the message, was to like, add this lens of sustainability should be put on almost every decision, if not every decision made.
Right.
John, is that kind of?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
It's a cultural.
And that's why I think eventually it has to be passed either as a resolution or ordinance, because that's the formal commitment of the council. And so what I think was received at the last meeting was, hey, this is good, we want it to move forward. Give us some more details of what would happen first. But we didn't take a vote on anything. And frankly, if we aren't voting, I'm not sure how we can be held, how whoever the council is can be held accountable in the future for living up to those standards.
But essentially for our notes here, our next steps are this meeting with the city manager.
Yes.
Yes.
All right. Okay,
Thanks, John.
thanks. Sorry.
Mhm. No, don't be. Elizabeth, you have.
I was just gonna, at one point in time, we had talked about following up on Shady Creek. And I know the city was going to be looking into it. Do we have any updates on Shady Creek?
I can't get any answer back from that company. I think you sent it to me, didn't you?
You sent it to me, I sent it to
Okay.
him. You followed up a couple times,
I
I
have
think.
called them 4 times. I have emailed them 3 times and they've never responded to me once.
Yeah.
Like, does nobody work there? I mean, did nobody check their voicemails or their emails? I mean, it's like,
Mm,
So I guess maybe other avenues of
yeah.
what we could do.
I'm working on, so the creek under Gore,
Mhm.
or the culvert under Gore,
Mhm.
I'm working on redesigning that to replace it.
Okay,
Since that was gonna be replaced as part of the Douglas Hill, but
Yeah.
now it's gone, the city has to take it on, so,
and is it, who all is involved in that? Is it just you?
just me.
Oh.
And then I'll take the recommendation of who the design consultant will be to the council for them to approve the contract, so.
And as I understand it, there's been some kind of neighborhood partnerships about really trying to get some of the honeysuckle and other invasive
Invasive
stuff
stuff,
out of
yes.
there, which should help as well. But I know they've had a couple of those and I'm not sure. Because the church is gonna try and put in a significantly sized community garden, which they clearly don't want flooded over.
No.
Yeah.
mhm.
More goats for the honeysuckle?
Yeah,
Mhm.
I don't know.
Well, once I get those 2 culverts, because those are the bottlenecks, they're undersized.
Mhm.
So once those get replaced, then
Yeah.
flooding should be minimal at that point.
I still think keeping, conversation, because I know we're not the only, I know Green Space is curious about what that
What
could
comes
potentially
next,
be
yeah.
for our community.
And, council really, since the failure of Douglas Hill, has not had a significant conversation about many of the different aspects of that. And that is
Right.
clearly one that's very important to the
Yes.
community. And I think frankly, it's one of those places where elections have intervened and there are
Yeah.
certain things that you can do and not do during that time. I think post-election, it would be a good idea, again, whoever sits on council, to bring this up again, because we do have to have those conversations. It's
Mhm.
not as if the fact
It's
that
not
the
gonna go
project got voted down means that everything is
Yeah.
all of a sudden fine.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah,
And we still have like a flooding issue there, right?
yeah,
And
yeah. And we're about to hit spring where we're gonna see it a few more
Yes, we
times
are.
pretty quickly.
Yes, we
yeah.
will.
mhm,
Yep.
yeah. Okay, well, let's definitely keep that on the front of our brains. Okay. Laura.
Me. Well, mine's short and sweet. Council does not meet on Tuesday, but we did first and second reading and a public hearing for a revision of the tree ordinance. And the part of the tree ordinance that is subject to this revision is for new building, not residential. So that stays the same. But this really is, I don't know, Todd, do you have details that you want to, you're nodding as if
Yeah.
you're just glad I remembered. So really, it's, I guess it was driven by ours being outdated and,
Yes.
and not clear in many places about who could remove trees and what were the consequences of removing trees. And so that's just
Yeah,
all.
Mara really cleaned it
Yeah,
up.
it's all cleaned up, and I think it'll preserve more trees.
Mhm.
And in the cases where it doesn't preserve trees, people pay more for us to plant more around town.
Mm.
So I think it's a net benefit in terms of the green component of this, and I think everybody will just understand more when we're finished. So I assume that it will be voted on the 19th, because that will be the first half of the meeting, we can vote on it when it's, because it's the same council composition, and then it will be finished. It's up on the website if you want to take a look at it. And that's really my only thing, than to say this. I have no idea how the election is going to go next week, and if it goes one way, I'll be happy to see you in the future. If it goes another way, this is my last meeting, and I didn't want to give up the opportunity to say that I've had a great time with you all, and I really appreciate all the work you've put in. I should have had better remarks prepared for the last council meeting, because you all work so hard and have so much expertise, and I'm so grateful to have the opportunity to have worked with you. I don't know, a year, however long it's been now, year and a half, something like that. So thank you.
Thank you, Laura. Best
Thank
of
you.
luck. Okay, Todd, any?
Just an update on, it used to be called the Future Trees of Distinction, but they've changed the name to now it's Green Our City Initiative.
Oh, okay.
Where we're gonna be planting trees this fall. They sent out, well, we mailed out, sent out mailings Thursday of last week to 100 addresses down in the southeast part of town. Areas that we found were good places to have new trees planted, so we're waiting to see if we get any feedback from that. And then they're gonna do a follow-up postcard in 2 weeks. And then they're gonna go out and knock on doors. Because they're trying to get 50 locations to
Oh,
plant
that's
50
cool.
trees in the fall. So
Oh, what if I have a really great location where I need a tree?
you
Is
can
ours
submit it
a
to me
neighborhood?
and we'll put it in our list. And when we
Fantastic,
get to that part of town, we'll make sure you get it.
excellent. Our neighborhood association would be happy to
Yeah.
help Webster with their trees.
That actually reminds me, I forgot one thing. They did it, Arbor Day is the 20th. Barbary Park is the site this year. So 150 trees will go in at Barbary Park, 5:30, if you would like to attend.
Is that, I thought it was at 3.
This on the Friday page says 5:30, so
Okay.
we'll check the time. We'll
Okay.
Figure that out.
Yeah, because I'm always like, ooh, that's right, that school gets out. Can we run
Yeah,
over there?
that's a tough time.
Yeah,
to
it's
make
a
it
tough
anywhere.
time for,
Maybe we
All
learned
this
from
people
that
with people.
and Made it later.
yeah. Thanks for that reminder as well. Yeah, for sure.
I had one question.
Todd, are those trees, are they planted on city property or
Yeah.
residential property?
You know, they'll be planted out in the right of way. So the property owner is responsible for watering them and taking care of them for the first 3 years, and then the city takes over after that.
Okay.
Nice.
That's what the letters are for, to get people on board of, yeah, I'm willing to do this, to have a tree in front of my house. So.
Awesome.
And the green, what is the green,
Green
the other
space.
green space is gonna be providing educational materials to those people on how to care for trees and that.
My question was, where are we on the ARP funds and how that gets allocated?
So we did the balancing act and have the data from that. We got a presentation last month on that data. And I frankly, it's been waiting for the new council to
Yeah,
be seated. But you can see all the survey feedback on the city website if you go to the finance department
Right.
page. And there were some clear preferences on some things. And unfortunately, I cannot remember exactly what many of those
Bicycling was
were.
one of the top.
Yeah, I
It
remember
was,
that.
it was, so, it's unclear to me whether it'll be sequential, that we'll do the budget first and then focus on the art funds, or whether we'll do them at the same time. I don't know that yet.
Okay,
And again, I don't know who he is yet either, so.
okay, because one of the things I keep bringing up and this goes to the rec center, and whenever there's a new roof put on, is solar on the rec center just seems to be like such a great idea, because although I know it's one that, you know, the general public probably may not rank that highly, I don't know. But it's something that is going to, over its life, probably pay for itself, and then perhaps provide the city with additional revenue.
Well,
And-
right, especially if we're using funds from the federal government.
Right,
yeah.
right.
Mhm.
So I don't know what will like the city commissions and boards have future opportunity to weigh in on that, or is it just something that the council's gonna take and run with?
Jeff?
Yes.
The rec center, it's essentially a pre-engineered metal building. And if you know much about those, and I work with a lot of those, they typically have they are designed just to support the bare minimum of load. I would be shocked if that roof could support the load of photovoltaic panels.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Well, I mean, I just want to at least explore.
You'd have to have it analyzed.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Would that be true for the skating rink too?
probably.
Okay.
When I,
Yeah.
Like the same roof.
when I met with Scott, he said that the roof in the next 3 years will be needing replacement
Yeah.
or attention.
Yeah.
And so he was in
So if he
big
wants,
fan of that idea.
if
of
he wants to
getting
go that
something.
route, and then they could look at beefing it up at that point, so, yeah.
Okay.
But to your question about are commissions gonna get to weigh in, I'm not sure. Frankly, I would not wait to be asked to weigh in.
Right.
I would just, you know, if you guys have a list of things that you think might be worth exploring with those
Yeah,
funds,
just
just
write a
send that
letter.
list on in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, I would just hope it's something they would investigate, which obviously would
Yeah.
require
Right.
someone to come over and look and do the
Yeah, 'cause
evaluation.
We've got them on the service center, and that provides 40% of the electricity of the building.
Yeah, that's something. I mean, Jeff, that's something that we could, you know, let's let this council get seated
yeah.
and get our sustainability plan checked,
Yeah.
and then here's
And
some
then start that, hey, in 3 years, look at doing this.
some ideas.
That's our recommendation.
Or
in the
even,
plan.
something I mean, I think you're seeing it more frequently now is solar parking canopy.
Yes.
Yeah.
uh-huh.
And who wouldn't want to park under
Yeah.
a shady
Yeah,
roof
I
when
know.
they go to the pool?
You
you know?
go, you get in your car and you burn
Yeah.
everything.
Right.
Exactly.
So that's my plan B if
Yeah.
it's not structurally okay to do it.
That's a great idea.
Yeah.
Have you seen the fields of solar panels out on 70 going out to
Yes.
Columbia?
Yep.
When they were first built, I said, what is that gonna be? I had no idea. And I'm like, oh, solar panels, that makes sense.
Yes, just drove past them the other day. Big
There's
smile
two of
on
them
my
out
face, yeah. Mhm.
But I know just coming back from Southern California, you just drive down I-5 and there's
They're everywhere.
these parking canopies. Are
Oh, yeah, yeah. Mhm.
Yeah. And yeah, I envision spending the day at the pool, coming back, my car is nice and shady,
Uh-huh.
generating clean electricity to the rec center.
Okay,
Right.
now we know how the public PR campaign is gonna go.
Right.
That's right.
Forget the energy, your car will
Right,
be cool.
exactly.
I like it. We have marketing
It
already.
could be Jeff and his family walking out of their car and being like, oh,
And then we can put in our EV chargers underneath
There
it.
you go.
Right,
Yeah, there you
exactly.
go.
Solar powered EV charger.
Cool and
That's how you do it.
Okay.
Sorry.
That's me. Anybody have anything else before we
Spam.
adjourn?
Get so many of those.
All right, well, and officially, Laura, thank you very much
Oh,
for
my
all that
pleasure.
you've done for
My
us
pleasure.
and me. In figuring this role out, which I still haven't, but.
You're doing great.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks. Okay, so that's that, motion to adjourn.
So moved. Second.
Jeff and Jeff, Jeff M, Jeff T. 4:39, look at us,
Wow.
models of efficiency.
I'm not going back to my office. I'm going home.
Yeah, good. You could say this meeting went on.
Hey, was
and
that
on.
still recorded when you said that?
Yes, it is.
Just kidding. All right, bye, everybody. Thank
Bye.
you.
Thank you.